Hi guys, it's Nancy, and we have the new inks, which are part of the Apothecary collection at Catherine Puller Design. So I wanted to show those. So if you have not downloaded the new color wheel, the 4 new colors are going to be on there for you. And Catherine Puller has the Party collection, which is very bright and vibrant. And then she has the Spa collection. So you want to download and print the Spa collection, and the new inks will be on there. Now, the inks that were just released are the Apothecary collection part 1 were Terracotta, which is a nice dark brick red, ginger, apricot, and wintergreen. Okay, so we have those. Terracotta is on the red orange. Ginger is on the orange. We have wintergreen, which is on the green blue. And apricot is also on the lighter end of the orange. So those are those 4 colors. And let me show you guys those. And these are not out in minis yet. They'll be out in minis. Usually takes about a year for them to come out in the minis, okay? So now you're wondering about the new colors. And the new colors are Whipped Honey, Matcha, and for my purple lovers, Lilac, and Crushed Violet. So these 8 colors now finish off the Apothecary collection. And again, they're part of the Spa collection. Spa collection colors are a little more muted. They have a little bit of a gray undertone. They're more earthy, so they're not so in-your-face bright. So great for fall cards, and you just want a little bit of muted undertone, not in your face, kind of bright. So now when I looked at these colors, I thought, okay, that's kind of a odd collection to put together. I can see the purples together. I can see the reds and the oranges together, but I was really struggling with like, how did all of these come together as a set? But let's swatch them out all together, and then let's judge what they look like, all right? So we're going to start with part 1 of the set, and there should be new labels coming out in the shop if they're not already there. They didn't want to release them with just the first 4 colors, so there should be new labels in there. And I'm just going to go direct to paper here, just a little smidgen of a corner here. And again, these are nice, bright, spongy ink pads, so they make it very easy for you to see the color of the pad. It's not just a black felt pad and you got to figure out what color ink is in there. They're spongy, so they're very easy to use for direct to paper like I'm doing here. Very nice when it comes to ink blending. So now that they're swatched out, I want you guys to see the difference. Let me bring my light back over here. I didn't want it to glare on the table. Now you can see how these colors kind of all go well together. I think when you look at them as individual colors, they're nice individual colors, but when you bring them all together, you can see again that the red, orange, dark, burnt color there looks great. And then we have the apricot. We have the lighter green with the matcha green. I'm going to put those 2 next to each other in a second. The whipped honey is not a bright yellow. That's the perfect name for it. It does look like whipped honey. And then we have a lilac and a crushed violet, which again are a more muted purple, not an in-your-face kind of thing. All right, so let's swatch these out. I lost my little swatch stamp that I use, but that's okay. Keep an eye out, because if you're looking for something that's going to help you swatch out your ink colors, I can tell you something's coming down the line. Hint, hint. All right, so I'm going to do these again, but I'm going to swatch them. I'm just going to stamp them out with this little stamp here, and I'm going to try to do them in rainbow order here so you can see them closer, like the greens next to each other and so on. And again, they're dye inks, so they go in and they dye your paper. They don't sit on top. They dry fairly quickly. They work great with rubber stamps or photopolymer stamps. They work wonderful when it comes to, if you want to do a little bit of watercoloring with them, you can smudge a little on your glass mat. Pick it up with a water brush. The colors will smooth themselves out. So right now they look a little splotchy, but as they dry, they will dry back a shade and they will smooth themselves out, which I love because sometimes when we're stamping, we don't always stamp evenly. And so these inks kind of fix themselves. Stamps coming off the block. That's a perfect example there. Keep an eye on that ink and you'll see how it, my stamp is old and doesn't want to stick to the block anymore. I love this matcha color. And the names are the perfect names. I mean, Catherine Pooler and her team really, sit down and kind of do their homework when that is the perfect color, matcha. You want to make sure you're following Catherine Pooler on Facebook and on YouTube because she'll be doing comparisons with some other inks in the collection so you can see what they look like. But again, I can't get over that these fill in. You think, oh, I have enough inks. Nope. When you see how these kind of fill in some of the places that you're missing inks, you're like, oh, I needed that. So I'll put the link down below for you guys for the color wheel. And then they'll add the new colors so you can print out just the Spa Collection color wheel. And you'll have those colors on there. Terracotta, ginger, apricot, whipped honey, wintergreen, matcha, lilac, and crushed violet. And I think seeing them all stamped out like this gives you a better idea of how this color family works really well together. Called the Apothecary collection. And again, I like to show you guys all the different ways so you can stamp with them. You can go direct to paper, which is what I did earlier. So if you are looking for a crushed violet cardstock and you don't have it, well, this is called direct to paper. Now I have crushed violet cardstock. So I can die cut from this. I can mat my card on here so I don't have to worry about not having matching cardstock to my images. I can go and watercolor with it. You can grab a Tombow marker I have here. You can pick up your ink and you can color with that. So if you have stamped images and you want to color in, and you can go lighter and darker. So the more ink you pick up, the darker your image is going to be. The less ink you pick up, the lighter your image is going to be. And these Tombow markers are great to have. And they have a brush point and they have a fine nib point. So if you wanted to write out with it, obviously I need more ink on the desk here. You can do that. And then all you do is scribble it clean. So You can get these at Catherine Pooler as well. So stamping, watercoloring, brush markers, direct to paper, many uses for these inks. So you definitely want to check them out. And again, I like that they're light. They're not too heavy. It's very easy to open them. And the foam pad sticks up, so it's easy that you're not going to, because it's lighter, you're not going to drop it as easily. And you have a little bit of room around the ink pad here to actually grasp it and hold on. And you're not getting your fingers in the ink pad because there's space between the ink pad and the actual casing of the ink pad. So nice design. I love the spongy ink pads. You can see here as I stamped everything out how they all dried back a little bit. They're nice and smooth now. I don't get that when I use felt pads. So ask anybody, they all know the Catherine Pooler inks are my favorite inks. And now you have such a wide choice of colors. And this new set just really sets that off. So you have whipped honey, matcha, lilac, and crushed violet as the 4 new colors of part of the Apothecary collection. I'll link them down below for you guys. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping. Bye!